Welcome to Ag Shorts. I'm Kalen. He's Brandon. In the next 5 minutes, Dad's going to explain how he calculates feed requirements as he heads into winter for cattle and horses.
Oh, geez. Um, it's pretty simple. There's no magic to it. You're taking. I just figure a little bit high on some of these animals. Some of them require less because if they are say a replacement heifer that is 9 months old, 9 months old, they're going to eat less in the wintertime than their counterpart mother that's still with us, has been weaned. But what I will do, just because I don't want to run out of hay, and they will consume more during cold periods, and sometimes considerably more. I want to keep that hay in front of them, and I'm watching it daily. And I put out hay, and if they clean it up, the next morning it's cleaned up. It's really like, okay, they really cleaned all of this up. There's not anything straggling back. I need to give them a little bit more hay. And you kind of measure that as you've got a herd of a bunch of different ages, different efficiencies, because some cows will feed easier than others, which is a whole nother thing to talk about. But I figure for consumption purposes over 150 days, 5 months to 6 months, 150 to 180 days. And right now I'm figuring over 200 days because of the drought. We're going to be feeding early. I count the number of animals and I multiply it times 28 to 30, 25 to 30, really closer 28 to 30, just because I don't want to run out. And that's the number of tons we come up with for those many days.
So you do head, number in the herd, which is by head, multiplied by 28 to 30 pounds of hay, multiplied by the days that you'll need to feed. Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And you know that you're going to feed a little heavier during the day or during the wintertime when it's really cold, and in the spring you're going to feed less because they're going to start as soon as green grass starts showing up. Man, you get just a very light carpet of green out there in the distance. You get down, you can see every blade, and it's turning color. Those cows see that too, and they're starting to chase that, so they have less and less need for that non-palatable hay that was palatable earlier, but they want to change a feed. And so you'll feed less. You'll have kind of a bell curve of, oh man, okay, yeah, I'll eat this because it's different. And then that's all they have to eat, and it's cold, so they consume more, then drops off towards calving, and they have nutritional needs with packing these calves and milking for them. And you got to remember, they're growing calves inside of them all this winter while that's going on too. And then towards the end, then it tails off. So you hope you have enough hay for that. And that's how I figure 30 pounds a day is pretty good. And then when it's really cold, we'll feed them, about 3 pounds per head per day of cake, which is a pelletized feed. And it's got some mineral in it, and then keep the mineral, salt, and all that stuff ahead of them anyway. But we will supplement them when it's really cold as well to try to maintain some weight and some health there. So it's not real scientific.
Short time, what's the poundage for hay that you give for horses? Because horses are a lot less efficient with hay.
They're way efficient on everything. Yeah. Heck, their stomach's not very big. That's why they eat all the time, and so even though they look like a big animal, a horse is a little bit different. I will look at the number of horses that are there and say, okay, they can eat so much in a week or 4 days. And I'll take a single bale and I will stretch it out, but I won't keep it continual. I'll put a little hay here, little hay here, little hay here. And I just drop areas of it so that in their little clans where they beat each other up or not, or get along, they have a place to eat, and they will eat and leave and come back to it. So it's a little less scientific for that, because they do continue to come, and they will paw for feed, where a cow doesn't paw quite like a horse does. And so I'll just put it out like that, but keep the hay in front of them, especially in the wintertime. Once you start feeding them, you got to keep feeding them. That's a rule of thumb there too. You can't just say, oh, it's a nice day, I'm not going to feed them today. No, you got to feed those. You got to feed those animals, keep them going, and have plenty of water.
That is hay provisioning for cattle and horses in the wintertime.
Procuring.